When Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith starrer Men in Black first hit theatres in 1997, it took the world by storm, becoming a massive commercial and critical success. The off-the-charts chemistry of the charismatic leading stars, combined with the sharp script, humour, rewatch value, and thrillingly fun science fiction plot involving a secret organisation that hunts down extraterrestrial creatures who wreak havoc on Earth, made this movie extremely popular, memorable, and iconic. Unsurprisingly, it spawned 2 more sequels and a reboot as well. Some trade sources are telling us that Sony is developing a new Men in Black movie right now. In this video, we will talk about everything we know about the Men in Black revival. Alright folks, without wasting any more time, let's jump right in.
You said I was like a son to you!
So what is Sony actually reviving right now? It has been confirmed that Sony Pictures is developing a new Men in Black film, and Chris Bremner is the writer currently attached to the project. According to Deadline, Bad Boys for Life writer Chris Bremner is on board to pen the next installment in Sony's sci-fi comedy movie franchise Men in Black. Recently, Chris Bremner wrote the last 2 Bad Boy films, starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and both of them were commercial successes, so I feel a bit hopeful here. According to many critics and fans, Men in Black International was not able to capture the imagination of the movie-going audience. Of course, we are hoping for the new Men in Black movie to recapture what made the original trilogy so special. But we need to keep in mind that the film is still in the early development phase, as the actors, director and release date have not been confirmed yet. So we should measure our expectations accordingly. The Men in Black film franchise has earned $1.942 billion at the global box office. It is viewed as an extremely valuable film franchise, so they don't want to let go of that easily, that's for sure. As of now, the plot details are unknown, and it's better for us to separate confirmed facts from speculation, wishful thinking, rumours, and nostalgia-driven predictions. Who could return, who may produce it, and what is still unresolved? Reportedly, Will Smith would be among the first people to receive the script once it's finished, although he has not been confirmed to star in the movie yet. Again, quoting Deadline here, once Bremner has finished the script, original series star Will Smith would be one of the first to receive it, with hopes that he will return as Agent J. It is unclear how the character will be incorporated, whether in a leading capacity or in a more supporting role, akin to the passing of the torch dynamic seen in films such as Creed. Producers have also not been confirmed yet. All Men in Black movies have been produced by Walter F. Parks and Laurie MacDonald so far. Steven Spielberg served as the executive producer for all of them. But again, as of now, we can't confirm their return either. The original Men in Black trilogy was based on the Marvel comic book series The Men in Black by Lowell Cunningham, which itself in turn took inspiration from a UFO conspiracy theory. It's pretty cool how the original film trilogy, directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, created a rich and vivid world out of the source material it was based on. At first, the early drafts of the script for the first Men in Black movie were set in the underground areas of Kansas, Washington DC, and Nevada, but later on, Barry Sonnenfeld decided to set the film in New York, as he believed that New Yorkers would be more accepting of aliens who attempted to disguise themselves as humans. He also believed that many structures in New York resembled flying saucers and rocket ships. The production designer of the original film trilogy designed the MIB headquarters, keeping a 1960s tone in mind. It set the atmosphere for the next 2 movies in the original trilogy as well. Then, in 2019, a reboot was released, Men in Black International, which failed to recreate the movie magic of the original trilogy. Cut to 2026, the Men in Black revival is back in the conversation. It's unclear how Will Smith's beloved, popular, memorable, charming and iconic character of Agent J will be featured in the new movie, once he is on board to star in the film. Would it be a lead role or a supporting one, in which his character is passing the torch to a different protagonist, perhaps someone younger? At this point, it's just speculation. The official sources have not told us anything about whether the next Men in Black movie would be a reboot or a legacy sequel. It's a very big unresolved creative choice, as that would determine the course of the film in significant ways. Also, it cannot just rely on nostalgia. it has to be driven by passionate, original, and creative filmmaking of the highest order. But the fact that it's confirmed and that Chris Bremner is currently attached as a writer indicates the possibility that, if Will Smith agrees to star in the film, it might as well be another one of their successful collaborations after Bad Boys for Life 2020 and Bad Boys Ride or Die 2024. But for that to happen, Will Smith has to say yes to the movie, and as of now, it's still an uncertain possibility. Let's hope for the best. What happened with Men in Black International, and why is that part of the story? Sony Pictures wanted to expand the Men in Black franchise with Men in Black International, which was released in 2019, starring Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson in the lead roles. The film got negative reviews from critics. The film grossed about $254 million worldwide against a reported $110 million production budget. But after marketing costs and theatre splits, it was widely viewed as a commercial underperformer rather than the franchise relaunch Sony wanted. The Men in Black International originated with two ideas quite poles apart from each other. One way to approach it was to create a crossover between the Men in Black franchise and the Jump Street franchise. Appearing on the Happy Sad Confused podcast, Christopher Miller said there was, believe it or not, a Men in Black Jump Street crossover script that was very funny and very crazy that we really adored. The other way to approach it was to make a reboot, as bringing back Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones to reprise their roles from the original Men in Black trilogy was proving to be quite expensive for them. Also, they wanted to make a Men in Black movie that spoke to the current generation, instead of relying completely on good old-fashioned nostalgia. Ultimately, they decided to make a reboot that would be set in the same universe as the original Men in Black trilogy, but at the same time, it would also be the first movie in the Men in Black film series to not star Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. Also, the production of the film involved frequent clashes between the director F. Gary Gray and the producer Walter F. Parks. Reportedly, an early draft of the film's screenplay that got the attention of Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson was edgier, political, and contemporary. It dealt with current political debates revolving around immigration. Early drafts were edgier and tied the story to the current debate surrounding immigration. However, Parks had final cut on the film and oversaw several rewrites that stripped away at the more modern sensibilities. The Mary Sue, citing THR. The villains were inspired by the Beatles, and in the end, 4 villains were supposed to merge into a single being. This didn't go well with Walter F. Parks. He was overseeing the rewrites for the film, and during that time, he removed all those edgy contemporary and political elements. The rewrites were going on during the pre-production phase, and they went on during filming too. The clashes kept on escalating. When the rewritten pages were sent to Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, both of them got so confused that they ended up hiring their own dialogue writers. Fresh script pages arrived daily for the movie's actors, causing some confusion. Hemsworth and Thompson apparently hired their own writers to try and improve their revised dialogue. Screen Rant, citing THR. In some instances, Walter F. Parks even directed certain shots. Of course, all of this in turn didn't sit well with F. Gary Gray either, as he tried to leave and exit the production on multiple occasions, but Sony convinced him to stay back. Their clashes extended to the post-production phase, as well as both F. Gary Gray and Walter F. Parks could not always see eye to eye on the issue of colour correction this time. The studio tested 2 cuts, one by F. Gary Gray and the other one by Walter F. Parks. The one by Walter F. Parks got approved and released as the theatrical cut. With the franchise as popular, memorable and iconic as Men in Black, Sony doesn't have any intentions to give up on it, but it definitely explains why it's better for Sony to approach the next Men in Black movie more cautiously, keeping the development first strategy in mind before locking cast, directors or a release date. So what are the setbacks, controversies and warning signs around this revival? As of now, there are no major setbacks or controversies revolving around the recently announced Men in Black film. However, the past can catch up with the present, and it can't always be buried. It's in Sony's best interest to make sure that the mistakes of Men in Black International are not repeated this time. During the production of Men in Black International, F. Gary Gray just came from directing 2 hugely successful films, Straight Outta Compton and Fate of the Furious, and Walter F. Parks, the producer of the film, was someone who was attached as a producer to all the Men in Black films that came before. They both had differing and conflicting visions of what the movie was supposed to be. The stakes are high here. Frequent clashes between producers and directors can derail, hamper, or degrade the production in unexpected and unintended ways. As of now, the film has not progressed enough to answer the question of whether the production will be smooth or riddled with setbacks and creative clashes. As mentioned, it's still in the early development stage. It's quite early to tell what fate awaits the production of the next Men in Black film, if it does get greenlit. Obviously, Sony is under immense pressure and we hope they stick the landing on this one. So when could this release, and what should the writer track next? As of now, there is no confirmed release date for the movie. In fact, the movie has not even begun production. In order for that to happen, there are certain milestones that have to be reached. A director needs to be attached, official producer deals need to happen, Will Smith needs to be clear about his involvement in the movie. It's very ambiguous now. Would the next Men in Black movie be a legacy sequel? Would it be a sequel to Men in Black International, or the original trilogy starring Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith? Would it be a proper sequel, a proper reboot, or a hybrid of both? Would it continue the story from the original trilogy, or would it deviate from them? These questions have to be answered with clarity, and I hope as time goes on, we get clear answers to these questions from official and confirmed sources. Some of the much needed announcements have not happened yet, so all we can do now is wait. We sure as hell hope that the next Men in Black movie ends up entertaining and satisfying the old fans of the franchise, along with attracting new viewers as well. I mean, Chris Bremner did a pretty solid job with Bad Boys for Life and Bad Boys Ride or Die, so he clearly has experience in writing sequels that come more than a decade later, and the addition of Will Smith would really seal the deal for us. Alright folks, time to sign off. If you enjoyed our video, please like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for being with us, we appreciate it, stay tuned, we will be back soon with our next video.